and hopefully you'll find VoiceThread a great tool to use. I've been using it for a good number of years, and I've used it across all different kinds of platforms. So face-to-face, online, blended, and it's really a pretty cool tool, and I promise you it's a pretty easy tool to use. Now, do any of you have VoiceThread accounts? Have you gone out and made one at all?
Yes, I've been using it.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to start sharing my screen, and I'm going to share, here we go. And I am actually in my VoiceThread screen right here now, so I'm just going to minimize everybody's picture and get this out of here so I can see my screen. Okay, so when you first sign into VoiceThread, and I'm just going to go back to just go back to my, there we go, that's what I want. When you, let's close out of here. When you go to VoiceThread, when you first come into VoiceThread, you'll come into your home page. You can see that I'm signed in up here, and to the right of my name is whatever picture I've used, if I've used one. If you don't use a picture in your profile, you can actually get a different icon. It always feels a little bit like playing Monopoly to me, because they have the iron and they have a thimble, right? Icon. So whatever icon you want to do. And then you have account, and then you have your identities and preferences. So you can manage everything pretty much from there. Now, for those of you that have hung around with me for any amount of time, you'll know that I don't use any tools that you have to pay for. So this version of VoiceThread is free. With that said, you can make 5 VoiceThreads without having to pay for one. Now, this concept is a little different. You can't actually delete. I have 5 VoiceThreads in here, and I can't actually delete any of them. But what I can do is, if I go into edit mode, I can delete everything that's in here and empty out the VoiceThread, if you will. And so I'm left with again, with a blank slate. And I can go into edit mode and delete these slides. Okay.
So Kirsty, can we back up for just a second before you start into this? And can you tell me what VoiceThread is?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm kind of making some assumptions here.
No,
but
that's okay. I know nothing except that there's this thing called VoiceThread. I don't know what it does.
So in kind of telling you about the accounts, I'm just sort of laying some groundwork that that in the free version, you can only have 5 actual VoiceThreads. So we'll go from there. What VoiceThread is a cloud-based tool. And so when we talk about cloud-based tools, what we say is no matter where you access it from, it will always update because it's in the cloud. So it's not like you're saving something on one computer and then you go to your iPad and you have to get another, you have to reopen it. When you open it, it will be as you left it, whatever device you were on last. Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay.
So the way that VoiceThread works is it allows you to upload some media. And what I'm going to do is this is VoiceThread's browse screen. And so I'm going to show you a VoiceThread that somebody else made. And essentially what it does is,
we'd like to welcome
this. You can see that this person has uploaded some media. And they may have added some commenting to it for themselves. Like you can use your webcam to comment. You can use your keyboard to leave a comment in text form, or you can use just audio and just upload an audio comment. And so you can see that the owner of this VoiceThread uploaded some media, and then all of these people have logged in, viewed this slideshow, if you will, and have left comments for the person. Questions so far? No?
So it's a way to compile a bunch of different media into one like presentation?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But the cool thing about it then is that people can leave comments for you. And so this person, I don't know how many more. So there's several pictures in here, and you can see it's a little bit like a slideshow. And each time she may have had a specific question, and then her students are responding about the image.
I'm not seeing where the responses are, Kirsty. Is there?
Let me see if I can. Does that help? Over here?
Oh, I see them. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So, sorry, my screen is huge, and sometimes it doesn't always capture well in. Let me see if I can just make my screen a little bit smaller. Is that more helpful?
That is. Now I see what they are over there.
Okay, sorry, yeah. So you can see as I change slides, the comments on the side change. So these are all individuals who had access to this, and if I wanted to, because I'm logged in, I could also leave a comment in here too. Questions so far? No? So when you first create an account in VoiceThread, you will have the option to go to the browse screen. And I always encourage people to do that because it gives you an opportunity to see the types of things that people are putting out here. And you can see here there are just hundreds of different, here's images. This is 4 images that represent Catholic.
It's really
Okay, so this person put this out here and said this was representative of her. And it all looks to be about feet and shoes. So you can see that there's some wild stuff out there, and there's some pretty straightforward stuff out there. You can see that this person has used this to teach angles. So this was a lesson that the students could go back into, and they could go back into and be able to re-review the lesson, and if they wanted to, be able to ask questions about the lesson. Okay? Everyone okay with that so far?
No, this hasn't been a call number in many, many years. I've had this number. I'm just going to assume that everybody's doing okay. All right. So, how do you create a voice thread? You get lots of calls for him. So.
I think Missy's on the phone at the same time, so it's wasn't sure if someone had a question. So when you go to create a voice thread, you essentially do nothing more than upload whatever material you want to upload. So VoiceThread will take PowerPoint slides. It will take all different types of images, bitmaps, which most of the time we're not using, JPEGs and PNGs, which is portable network graphic. That will take all of those types of images. It will also take videos. Now the videos, it won't take Jing videos because they're Flash, but it will take MP4s. And if you want to insert a YouTube video, you would have to use a YouTube downloader because you can't actually put a link in here and have the link be live. But there are some ways around that, and I'll show you that too. So essentially, VoiceThread is this great, and then have a conversation with a little bit more of a 3D approach rather than a linear, just text-based approach. Let me tell you how I've used this. I'm going to show you this one. It's called Teaching Lovenox Self-Injection. In this, so I'm not going to go through all of the audio, but basically this is a PowerPoint slide. I uploaded one PowerPoint slide there. This was a picture that I took, and I'm talking about how to teach someone self-injection of Lovenox. And then this was me asking the person to put in order which steps go where. And then this is actually a video. You see the little video camera
of the person actually injecting themselves with Lovenox. And then here was the summary slide. Okay. So at the end of you see that and there's no comments on here because I haven't invited anyone to comment. But you can see I did that to demonstrate that there is any number of types of media that you can use in VoiceThread. Do you guys have any questions at this moment?
Not me.
No? Okay. All right, so how do we start a VoiceThread? So I've used this blank one here, and I'm going to go into edit mode. So when you're in your home page, you simply hover your mouse over, you have to be in the, you're in your home page, and if I didn't have 5 already, I would simply say create. If I say create now, it's going to ask me to pay. Okay?
And that's because 5 is the maximum you can have going at one time with the free one.
Yes, exactly.
Got it.
You can buy and have lots more, but I haven't ever really felt the need to do that. So what I do is I just empty them out. And so here's a blank one. Because I have created it already, I'm going to go into edit mode. So I just hold the mouse over and then I can go to edit. Now, in order to add a picture, what do you think I have to do?
Oh, we're getting quizzed.
Add media.
That sounds like a pretty reasonable thing, right? So add media. And it's asking me, where do you want to get stuff from? Do you want a webcam video? Do you want a webcam photo? Do you want a URL or my computer? And just like in the cooking shows, I have one I prepared earlier. So I'm going to say my computer. It's going to open my Finder.
So real quick, Kirsty, if you chose webcam video, it would want to record the video for you right then and there?
Yeah, I can show you.
Okay.
Add media, webcam video. It's going to ask me to allow access to the camera, and I'm going to say yes.
Oh, I see. And so you're going to do it
So
right
that's
there.
me in that top left-hand corner. So here you see me speaking to you, recording this, and I say stop. Top left-hand corner. So here you see me speaking to you, recording this, and I say stop. Okay. So you can see that that actually stopped that, and I can either save it or I can click cancel.
Got it. That's
So whenever you add anything with audio or video, it always asks you if you like it first before you actually put it in there.
Nice.
So if I've clicked on add media and then I say my computer and I open this stuff up, then I can say, okay, what do I want to put in here? Let's start with a flower. You can see it's uploading that. All I did was double click on the one that I wanted. It processes it, and there's the flower. Can it be much easier? So
No, it's a beautiful combine.
it was actually in Alaska too. So, so if I want to add another slide, what do I do now? Do you think?
Add media.
You're right. Again,
And moved on.
my computer. You probably will be right if you say add media. Now here I'm going to have a video. I'm going to put this video in that sometimes, whoops. Let's try that again.
VoiceThread doesn't like you today.
It doesn't like me today. Let me just cancel this for a second. Okay, let's try that one more time. It does not like that today. So believe me that really we do actually have an ability to upload videos. If that's just not going to happen right this second. And it might be that I didn't convert this from AVI. Usually it likes MP4s best. Okay, so let's try another image. And there's the image coming up. Okay, and here is my slide. Now, what happens if I want to edit this slide or I don't like it? If I just bring my mouse over the slide, I can either use the trash can and get rid of it, or I can use the pencil and label it. So I can entitle this slide Columbine, and I can say save.
Oh, nice.
Now, so at this point, I can keep on adding as much media as I want, or I can add some other stuff. So let's say that I want to add comments. It's going to open my slides up. And if you notice here at the bottom, I get this semicircle. And these are all of the different ways that I can add comments to my VoiceThread slide. So the first is that I can type a text comment. Of course, it helps if you can spell. I really can spell, I just can't type. Okay, so here's my, that's my typed comment. If I come back to the little plus, I can call in and make a comment. With the free account, you only get, let me dismiss my reminders here. With the free account, you only get 3 minutes of telephone calling. So I don't always use the telephone at all. And then here is the record an audio comment. So if I click on record an audio comment, it's going to ask me to allow access to the microphone. Hello, everybody. This picture of a columbine flower was taken in Alaska. Microphone. Okay. Hello, everybody. This picture of a columbine flower was taken in Alaska. If I think that's okay, I say save, and it will put the comment there. Now,
and where did your typed comment go? Is it on the first
right
photo?
Here? Yep. So when I click on that, okay, and then I do this one. Hello, everybody. You can see, do you see how the gray at the bottom changes?
Mm-hmm.
So when I come back to here, it's playing that first comment, and then the gray here denotes when it changes to the second comment.
Oh.
Now what would happen, what's really nice is one of the things that I can do is once I make comments, I'm able to reorder them. So if I don't like that one being there, I can change the order. So now, hello everybody, the audio comment went first and the typed comment went second.
So do you set the length of time that the typed comment appears?
No, but I'll show you later on how to do those settings, because you can have each slide displaying a certain length of time, and then that will adjust.
And the two pictures of you where the comments are.
Yeah.
Does VoiceThread automatically stagger those like that? Or
yes, because I'm the person making multiple comments.
Oh, I see.
But then when other people come in, it will be aligned with the first one. Now, I know that Andrew is listening, and I know that I don't know if he can do this or not, but I put the link, if you already have a VoiceThread account. Elizabeth, you said you had a VoiceThread account, right?
Yeah, I did, Kirsty.
So if you were to sign in, I actually put the link for this in the VoiceThread. And it's the very first thing. So if you wanted to, you could go in and make a comment in here if that's something that you would want to do. And then we could actually show everybody how the different comments will align. So I can also use my webcam to make a comment. And you can see here, this is kind of what it did before. I'm not a real fan of the webcam commenting, but I do use it occasionally. Comment. And you can see here, this is kind of what it did. I'm going to say cancel because I didn't really like it. The other thing that I want to show you about commenting, and this is really kind of cool, if I go into the if I go into audio commenting, and I actually don't say anything, I'm going to click on this pencil over here, and then I get these colored pencils, and I can actually use them to annotate on the screen. So as I annotate there, I can come back and change colors. And if I was trying to highlight and point at different areas, now I say stop recording. I'm going to click on this pencil. and then I say save. Now it's going to play my comment, but you'll see the thing. I'm going to click on this pencil annotation here appearing, and then I get these colored pencils, and I can actually use them to annotate on the screen. So as I annotate there, I can come back and change colors. And if I was trying to highlight and point at different areas, now I say stop. Okay, so that's pretty cool, right?
It is. Kirsty, do you mind? Can we see the bottom of your screen where you're seeing all those tools?
You know what? I don't know why it doesn't show up, Missy. But when you have this little thing open,
okay.
Let me see if I can move this up a little bit. If I come to here, can you see the pencil there?
No. There's a gray bar at the bottom of across the bottom of the screen. That it's the chat, record, and share screen bar.
Can you see this?
So maybe that's in the way. That's okay.
No?
No.
Okay. So I was just hoping.
Beautiful.
Okay. I was just hoping that I could get it to show you. But what I would encourage you to do is play with it, because what happens is as soon as you go to the audio comment, it will show you a little pencil to the right. Okay. If you click on that pencil, I'm not sure why it's not showing up, but you might be able to make your screen a bit small. I don't know. That may just be an issue of the how we're recording. Yeah. But if you, as soon as you click on audio, if you come over to the right, you'll actually get the pencil, and then you click on the pencil, and then you get to choose the color and highlight things. Okay.
I like that.
Elizabeth, are you commenting by any chance?
She just sent a message because she got called away. Okay.
All right. I didn't see that. Thanks. So let me, I think I might have another one on my homepage where I've got a couple of other people. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to pause this. So you can see here that this is me skiing. So you can see here that I made a comment, okay? And then this is Jill who made a comment. And then there's other pages here. And this is a video, and here's Patty who made a comment. So you can see that there are different icons. You can upload a picture. If you insert a video, you get this type of comment. If you insert the text comment, it denotes it by different the different boxes. So you can see a video, it will actually do that. Put a little video camera for you to see. And then when you come into different slides, you can see that different people have commented, and there's just not that many comments in here, but at least this shows you how you can move backward and forward between the slides. So you can either hit play and let this move at its own pace, or you can spend as much time as you want on a particular slide. So if I am evaluating students, I very often want to see and hear what they've said in their comments. And so I can control whether this plays automatically or whether I pause it and can then address what I need to address from the voice thread.
So Kirsty, you made the comment earlier about inviting people to comment. So you have to actually set that.
Yeah, so what you do, see where I'm at. I don't know what of my screen you're seeing. Can you see this title called Beyond Disability?
Yep, with 3 bars in front of it.
Yep. So those 3 bars in front of there on the left, if I click that, then you'll see there's a share button. Mm-hmm. And if I say share, there's a couple of things that you have to do. The first thing is you have to, if these 2 areas are not clicked, then people will not be able to actually view or comment it. So you have to make sure that's done. And then you say copy link. And now the link is copied to the clipboard. So wherever I paste it, so if I go into if I go into the chat here and I put this in and say chat and paste the chat in, then I get the link, and it should have the word share in it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm unclear on what you.
Okay. Say that again. Okay, that might have been my slide playing. The next thing, the next thing I just want to show you, I'll come back into this one with the Columbine, is if I go into edit, I can also change the title. So if I click on the edit button next to title, I can now change this to practicing with VoiceThread, okay? And I can put a description and tags in there if I want. So once I save that, it will automatically change it. VoiceThread also has, I don't know if it's available on Android, I'd have to go look, but definitely available on iPad and iPhone. You can get the VoiceThread app, and it's kind of nice because if you've got video on your phone or pictures on your phone, you can automatically upload from that library, and it makes it pretty easy. The next thing, the only other thing to really show you with this, and I know we're here at 1 o'clock, is when I go to YouTube, for example, and let's just say I wanted to link to actually link to the YouTube site. When I come back, if I wanted to link this to YouTube, I actually put this in here, put the link in there, and then I save this. Now, when I go into actually viewing the, actually playing this, so if I hit play, and I go to the next slide, I can click on this and it will link now to YouTube. So I clicked on the title. Let me show you that one more time. See, I came up to the title and I clicked on it, and it will link out to YouTube. Now that could be whatever video I chose. I just happened to link to the site. But what I find is very often students want to put a video in here, and if it's out on YouTube, they either have to use the YouTube downloader to be able to get the video saved to their computer and then re-upload it. And those steps sometimes are a little bit challenging for students. But at other times, if they want to just put a link in, I tell them to put a slide in that says, please watch this video, click on the slide title in order to view the video. And so that's a very easy way of getting a link to a YouTube video, which might be a little bit more challenging to insert.
Okay.
Questions?
Wow. This is amazing. You're so techie.
I know, but you know, it's such an easy, I promise you, it's a really, really easy piece of technology to use. And more than anything, if you want to, the thing is, these sessions are really introductory. The idea behind them is that you create an account, you have a go at creating something, and then you play with it. One thing I do want to show you, like, for example, Missy, I'm thinking about you with this because this would kind of be ideal, but your students in the lab, if they wanted to practice without someone there, they could videotape themselves doing a skill.
Absolutely.
And then they could upload it and you could comment on it. So they could share that link with you. I mean, there's many, many different ways to think about using this.
Right now, we did get new technology in our labs as well, Kirsty. We have video cameras at each bed.
Okay.
And a DVR system.
Right.
Which is really, really neat.
So if they were to have a video of themselves doing that stuff, then there's really no reason why they couldn't actually take that file and upload it and have a discussion around it or something along those lines. So that you could use it.
Right.
The other thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I say the self-evaluation is what we've been having them do.
Yeah, I mean that's ideal. The other thing that I just want to show you very briefly is if I add media and I go to my computer and I wanted to add a PowerPoint, I just want to show you what happens when you do that. Got to find a PowerPoint. Got to think where I might have a PowerPoint. Conferences. There's my conferences file. That should have a PowerPoint in it. Okay, so this is a PowerPoint, for example, and I just want to show you what happens if you upload a PowerPoint. It's processing, but it will actually put one slide per page, so you don't have to upload individual slides.
Oh.
That's just taking a little time to get that processed. It must be a fairly big presentation. If I go to my home page for a moment, the other thing that I want to show you, this is also pretty easy. Whoops. I want to go to edit. If I go to edit, I can actually, if I want my kayaking picture first, I simply just drag it, right? And switch locations. So when you upload a series of slides, like I just did here, if I go to edit, you can see what it did was to put one slide on every single page. So it breaks that down for you already.
Nice.
Questions?
No, I like that.
Do you think you have enough information to play with it?
I think that really is the most important part of all this, is getting in there and playing with it. You know, when I have tried different technology, and I get in there and I do something simple and say, oh, that worked great, you know, and then you go in there and try and do something that requires a little more detail, and that's where you kind of hit the roadblocks and have to do the troubleshooting to try and figure out how to get them. And you've done a lot of that already, the troubleshooting part.
Right. So. And that's the thing that's one of the things that I find is that I really do try to do a lot with technology, and the majority of it is me figuring out whether it's really usable for me. And VoiceThread is one of the ones that I have very consistently used throughout my teaching career, and have used it in a lot of different ways. And so in this group that I have for teaching and learning now, the students actually use VoiceThread to present their teaching plan, and then the group uses it to discuss the teaching plan during the discussion of the last week of class. So it's a really great tool for thinking about, you wouldn't have to make it complex. You could just put one or two slides up where you would have, I mean, you know, Sherry, I'm thinking about, for example, UNIV in the last week. That post in the last week is really a reflection post.
Yeah.
So what would happen if you replaced the regular DQ with VoiceThread? You might blow their minds, but you could actually use VoiceThread, and you could post a single slide and have a question on that slide which said something along the lines of, you know, how do you feel about your experiences with VoiceThread in this course? And then get them to, or you know, how do you feel about UNIV and what you've learned in this course? So it would be a good opportunity to have many students participating in a VoiceThread discussion.
That'd be kind of cool.
Right?
That would be, yeah.
I've used this for students in the face-to-face environment who are doing a pro-con kind of presentation, and they ask questions after they've done their presentation, and students have to respond. I've used it for even sort of, I don't really like this kind of lecture, but sometimes where there's a lot of pictures and things that I want to annotate, then I'll use it to actually record a lecture and be able to annotate the screen at the same time. I've used it for discussion, and Missy, you'll be using this in future master's courses, so I actually have it in for those courses. Cheryl and I presented from home in a couple of faculty development workshops, and we were on a panel together, and we were having some difficulty with the connection. And so what we did was we pre-recorded our presentation so that if there was a problem, we could just use this pre-recorded slideshow, and then the folks on campus had it. So there's all kinds of different things that you can use this for. The one, there is, of course, limits. Students sometimes want to put big, long videos in, and there's a 25 megabyte per slide maximum. Now, some things are going to have, be pretty easy. If I go into this presentation, you'll see that this video, I'll play this a little on the shorter side, but this video, when anything done, I didn't have any difficulty with it. And it actually must be less than 10. I actually do know that guy, and he's a nutcase. So, so I'm just showing you that videos really do go in. I couldn't get mine uploaded, but it probably was just in the wrong format. You do have to be able to go look at some of that information, and I encourage you when you go to your account. This talks about I've been a member since 2010, and it talks about when I was in. What I want to show you is when you go to products and when you go to about, products is going to give you all of the different types of account. When you go to about, if you go to how to, there's an actual VoiceThread video in here which tells you how to use it, which is very cool. It has all kinds of information about the web application. It tells you about iOS mobile. I don't think it's available. And so this is right in here, and you are able to go right there and access all of that. If I go back to my home page, the other thing that I just wanted to show you very quickly is if I go into the edit mode of this, and I go to share, I can't actually export it without paying. Okay. Who has access? I have anyone can comment here. If I want to, I can say publish it on the browse page, which is where you saw me look at all those other ones, but I did not. And I would have to go up to the next account in order to allow secure sharing, meaning that nobody else can really get a hold of it. But the majority of the time, I don't ever have anything on here that will cause a problem. If I go back to options, I also can say playback settings, and this is where I can tell people automatically advance the slide to the next one after how many seconds, and I can say that. And I also can say start playing it immediately when it's opened, but I don't usually do that. So that's kind of an overview of VoiceThread. It gives you some idea about the media that you can use, about commenting options, and about sharing options. And don't think you have to just share that link in an email. You can post a link like that in VoiceThread. Post a link like that in Moodle as well. So it doesn't just have to go in email. You can pretty much paste that link any way you want to. Any questions or comments?
No, this is really, really nice. It's got so much flexibility.
Great.
Thinking I'm going to start an account, and I better start working on it now.
Well, you can start playing with it over Christmas. I will share with you, we had a student one time who, after she learned how to use this in a face-to-face class, she made a memory book for her grandmother who had Alzheimer's. And the memory book had pictures of all the family members, and then each family member narrated a story to go with the picture. And so they would go visit, and they would play that memory book for her every time. So she wasn't just looking at pictures, but rather she was hearing the voices of her family. And it seemed, and sometimes videos, and it seemed like it was just a really great thing. And she said it was a phenomenal way to use VoiceThread, and she, you know, for us it was great to hear of it being applied in different settings. So
great idea.
Yeah.
Yes, that's so sweet.
Okay, if there's no other questions, I think we've pretty much arrived at the end of the 45-minute session, and I think John is getting ready to start another session at 1:15. So thanks everybody for coming.